Straight night, Senate Democrats launched an all-night talk-a-thon, this time in protest of Senator Jeff Sessions' nomination to be Attorney General. The move is nearly identical to the marathon of speeches against Betsy DeVos that took place Monday night, but it's what happened with Senator Elizabeth Warren that has everybody talking. Senator Warren was barred from speaking on the Senate floor after Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said she had broken Senate rules. Warren had read a 1986 statement from Senator Ted Kennedy when he led the opposition against Sessions' nomination at that time to be a federal judge, Kennedy calling Sessions a disgrace to the Justice Department. Warren then also read a letter from Coretta Scott King, written in 1986 to the Senate Judiciary Committee, also opposing Sessions' federal judge nomination. After that, Senator McConnell interrupted Senator Warren's floor speech to announce the rebuke.
They are mothers, daughters, sisters, fathers, sons, and brothers.
Mr. President.
They are.
Mr. President.
The Majority Leader.
The senators impugn the motives and conduct of our colleague from Alabama as warned by the chair. Senator Warren, quote, said Senator Sessions has used the awesome power of his office to chill the free exercise of the vote by black citizens. I call the senator to order under the provisions of Rule 19.
Mr. President.
The Senator from Massachusetts.
Mr. President, I am surprised that the words of Coretta Scott King are not suitable for debate in the United States Senate. I ask leave of the Senate to continue my remarks.
Is there objection?
Object.
I appeal the ruling.
Objection is heard. The senator will take her seat.
Wow.
I got to tell you, I'm with Elizabeth.
See, that's what I said. It's like that scene in Big where
That's
Tom Hanks is looking at that
ridiculous.
thing. He goes, I don't get it. First of all,
How is she reading two letters from two great people impugning?
You got the wrong movie. It's Clint Eastwood saying, Senator Warren saying, go ahead, make my day.
oh my gosh. I mean, how dumb to actually, that's so stupid
look
on
at
so many
this.
levels.
The Senate then voted 49-43 along party lines that Warren had violated the rule that no senator in debate can impugn another senator. Really? This was impugning? She's now barred from speaking on the floor until the Senate wraps up debate over Sessions' nomination.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Fantastic.
All you've done, Willie, you played into her hand, first of all.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's not like Jeff Sessions is in the role as a senator here.
And his history is controversial. Come on, everybody.
He wants to be Attorney General, which over the past 2 weeks has become the most, unlike what Steve Bannon thinks, it will be the most important position in the administration outside of the president. And by the way, did they do that to Ted Cruz when he was running around calling Mitch McConnell a liar?
On the floor of the Senate.
And Democrats have rolled out a list of other moments like that one right there when Ted Cruz went after Mitch McConnell and saying, weren't you being impugned there? This has not been invoked very often. But listen, I mean, what would it have cost Mitch McConnell and Republicans to let her read that letter for 3 minutes, even if they didn't like it, even if they thought someone was being impugned, as opposed to what they have now, which is the elevation of Elizabeth Warren,
And
her
also
being martyred
this fake
here,
shock,
and Coretta Scott
acting like
King's
babies.
words on top of it.
Now she's a martyr.
She's a martyr. After being banned from speaking, Senator Warren went to a nearby room and read the Coretta Scott King letter aloud on Facebook
Brought
Live.
to you by Mitch McConnell.
You go, girl. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch
She also
McConnell.
posted a series of tweets saying she will not be silenced, which I will be retweeting all day, along with many Democrats across the country.
Well, nobody ever expected her to be silent, and Mitch McConnell should have known that should actually get more publicity
Wait till you see this.
off the Senate floor than on the Senate
Little
floor.
Rubio is back. I have that to show
Online
you in a moment.
fundraising will be off the charts for Senator
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my Lord. I hope
They
she
have
makes
done her the greatest
party a lot of
favor,
money.
Steve. The greatest favor.
It was unbelievably
Wait,
stupid.
it's not done. The favor continues.
No.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let's find out.
Republican
the rest of the favor.
senators reacted to the vote to rebuke Warren, saying they've seen the loss of decorum in the usual collegial upper chamber.
Oh, yes.
Turn on the news and watch these parliaments around the world where people throw chairs at each other and punches. and ask yourself, how does that make you feel about those countries? Doesn't give you a lot of confidence about those countries. Now, I'm not arguing that we're anywhere near that here tonight, but we're flirting with it. We're flirting with it in this body, and we are flirting with it in this country. We have become a society incapable of having debates anymore.
I listened to her for quite a while, and she didn't have a good thing to say about a fellow senator here. And I frankly don't think that's right. That's the thing that really bothers me. Everybody on the other side knows that we have the votes to finally do this. And yet they're treating it as though this is a cause célèbre that they've got to try and win, which they're not going to win. And in the process, treating a fellow senator with disdain. It's wrong. The fact is that we have to treat each other with respect, or this place is going to devolve into nothing but a jungle.
Too late. Too late, Willie. You say they had the list. They got a list, huh?
Yeah, there are other examples of senators saying things that were unkind that could be viewed as impugning someone. But I have to say, Republicans and conservatives often rightly call progressives snowflakes. There were a lot of snowflakes on that floor last night.
Oh, my Lord, they were not progressives.
A lot of Republican snowflakes. So, by the way, as they speak about decorum, the next time the President of the United States tweets something, I await their gentle soul's response.
Did Senator McConnell, Senator Hatch, Senator Rubio, any of the Republican United States senators, did any of them have anything to say when a Republican member of the House of Representatives stood up or didn't stand up and shouted out, "You lie,"
Right.
to the President of the United States? Did they talk about decorum then?
No,
They did not.
I don't remember
Get
it.
it, Joe, strategically.
It is.
These are not stupid men.
Now, Mitch McConnell, it's hard for me to believe that that came from Mitch McConnell, who Mitch McConnell is an ultimate insider. He's a pro. Right. He's the sort of guy that used to say to younger members, and I had it said to me in the House all the time, just relax, let him vent. It's much better than drawing attention. Right. It's almost like Mitch McConnell was either pushed by Sessions to do this, or maybe he got a call from the White House to do it, but it was short-sighted, it was stupid, and it is another big win for Elizabeth Warren because of their own missteps.
Mitch McConnell told NBC News, a spokesman said that Elizabeth Warren, I can't say this with straight, had been warned many times because she's, and not just yesterday.
Had been warned many times.
And then said, and yet she persisted, to which she says, "You're damn right I persisted."
She's such a threat to our democracy. Hello, keep going, Elizabeth.
That's unbelievable.